Hey everybody, this is Brian Modansky of the Modansky Homes team of Keller Williams Realty Charleston, West Ashley. And today I want to do something a little bit different than my normal videos. Just kind of wanted to give everyone an idea of what's going on in the Charleston, South Carolina area now that the coronavirus has kind of set in the Charleston area. So this past weekend, the governor did close all schools through the end of the month. My feeling is it's going to be a lot longer than just through the end of March. I know a lot of teachers are already preparing to be off a longer time. My wife's a second grade school teacher, and I know she's been printing up and packing up packets for a longer period of time just to be ready for what happens next. But businesses are still, still conducting business. They may just be changing the model and the way they work, especially small businesses that are taking this kind of on the chin. A lot of restaurants are signing up and setting up for delivery and curbside service, doing meal prep, not typically doing their regular menus, scaling it down to be more accessible based off of the materials and things that they can get their hands on. But it's just not restaurants and bars and businesses that are going to take, it's any small business. So if you have the ability to purchase and go out and do things through small businesses locally, I suggest doing that. Most realtors are technically a small business. Most realtors are independent contractors to the brokerage that they work for. I am. We are still doing business. We can do pretty much everything else we were doing previously. I'm just doing it a little bit differently for most buyers and sellers. I work with a lot of buyers and investors that are out of state to begin with. And I'm, pretty accustomed to doing virtual tours of properties via FaceTime or recording a video. We can do Zoom meetings. We can go to Google Hangouts, and I can even screen share, contracts and paperwork and, property disclosures, and we can go them line by line just as easily as if I was sitting at a table with them. So not much has really changed. Same thing can be said for listings. I'm working with several sellers who, have had plans of putting their property on the market this spring going into summer, and nothing's changed. We're still reaching out to each other. We're still doing our Zoom meetings. We're still having conversations. I'm still sharing listing presentations and doing appointments via, like I said, either a Zoom meeting or a Google Hangouts where I can screen share. The seller themselves can walk me through the home, and I can give ideas on things that they should be trying to either declutter or improve upon, or what the first thing the buyer is going to see, working on that initial first impression. Most listings don't go on the market unless it's going to be an as-is sale immediately. Most times there is several weeks to months of prep time. So don't miss this opportunity. Real estate is still selling. I put one under contract for a seller this morning. Business may be a little bit more difficult and truncated, for people who may not be tech savvy, but it is fairly simple, something that I can walk either a buyer, seller, investor through on the phone. I'm here to ensure that you guys are able to get the best deal, still able to get the most for your property. Real estate continues to move forward. There are also some other things that we can do for sellers thinking of listing their home. I would probably make it a requirement that anybody who's interested in seeing a property, if you're comfortable with someone being in your home, I would have it required that we have proof of funds first or a pre-approval letter. I would also make sure that before I allowed the showing, I opened up every door to minimize contact. I would also instruct all buyers and buyers agents, or through their buyer's agent, that to touch as minimal amount of things as possible so that, wipe down and clean up between showings is very minimal. We can require or put out hand sanitizer or Lysol wipes or hand wipes at the front door. But again, that will allow showings still to happen in person, because a lot of times people want to see something physically, but it will take the looky-loo, who's the next door neighbor who just wants to see what the property got listed for. That'll take them out because they're not a real serious buyer, and they're not going to get a pre-approval or submit proof of funds just to go look at a property. Now, if someone's serious about seeing a property, they'll take those steps to do that. You know, there are workarounds to still keep business moving. Properties are still going to sell. Attorneys may be working remotely. Lenders may be working remotely. They may be still playing a little catch up to all the refi business that they received recently with rates that dropped so low, with all the people who locked in about 2 weeks ago. And while I'm on that topic, I just want to clear up a little confusion. You know, this past weekend, the Fed did drop rates to near 0%. But that's the rate to banks. That is not a mortgage rate. A lot of people just saw, you know, the rate being dropped to zero and assumed that that's what a mortgage rate was. That's basically to allow banks to open up the, you know, vault to lend more money. I think rates will come back down a little bit, you know, probably back down to where we were seeing a couple weeks ago. There's going to be a lot of volatility with, you know, stock markets and things going on over the next month or two, but I do see us getting back to a little bit lower rate. So if you're thinking about refining, feel free to reach out. I can get you in touch with many lenders. You know, if you're thinking about getting a pre-approval, again, I can reach out. I can send you a list of lenders that I've worked with that I'm very comfortable sending you to. If you want to just be kept in the loop, feel free to, you know, reach directly. Phone number is 843-628-8910. But yeah, mortgage rates are not the same thing as the Fed rate. That Fed rate being dropped to near zero, you know, kind of sent off a frenzy on Facebook the last couple days. You know, I need to refinance. Well, you probably could still refinance and have a better rate than you're currently at, but you may want to wait a couple weeks. As the banks kind of clear out the refi work that came in, they'll have the ability to take on new, and I think at that point rates will start to come back down a little bit. Now, most lenders I work with do prioritize new buyers rather than a refi. You know, that's the bread and butter to their business. So if you're looking to buy, getting a pre-approval and getting into the process now of buying a home is still a great time. A couple of things I wanted to go over. You know, at this time, like I was mentioning earlier, small businesses are going to take this on the chin. If you're thinking of doing any work around the home, maybe you need your home pressure washed, maybe you need to get something painted or a fence put up, or, you know, there's some sort of contractor or vendor you need to get in touch with but don't know of anyone, feel free to reach out. I have a network of people that are in the business. They're all small businesses. They're all independent contractors. They all need to keep working. And, you know, they would be very appreciative of any referrals I can send their way. Keep business local. Keep it small business. Everyone who's involved in restaurants, you know, they're changing their business model to keep with the times. A lot of them are doing curbside pickup. A lot of them are doing, you know, delivery, or maybe they're packaging meal packages together. They're changing their business model to reflect the world we live in today. Real estate may not be changing their model so much. I think just people may be realizing that we had the ability to do these things. You know, I've been doing virtual tours and walkthroughs for well over 2 years for clients. But a lot of buyers, you know, they didn't have to go through that process because, you know, we weren't afraid to go into properties. Sellers weren't afraid to have people in their properties. But like I said, there are things that we can do to minimize contact, keep our social distancing, to keep things clean and safe. So if you have any questions about the process, whether or not you're looking to buy, to sell, or to invest in properties, feel free to give me a call at 843-628-8910. Again, that's 843-628-8910. Or you can contact me via email, team@modanskyhomes.com. I'll have the information below in the comment section. And again, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Remember to hit the bell button to be notified when new videos come out, and don't forget to like this video as well. Again, everyone out there, stay safe, follow the CDC and the government instructions, and you know, we'll make it through this, and have a great day.